This loss tonight may have changed the Cavaliers' future. Koby Altman will have some decisions to make coming up with the NBA trade deadline, and the Cavs' loss to the Boston Celtics may lead to something you didn't expect, may have changed your mind, may have changed my mind. We're going to discuss it here on Cavs Digest. Cavaliers with a tough loss tonight, 112 to 105 against the Boston Celtics, and I think there's some repercussions here. I think there's some things to discuss here. We're going to jump into that. A special guest on this episode of Cavs Digest. So we're excited to welcome Jordan Miller in this episode today with WKYC Cleveland formerly, now with Jordan Miller News, has followed the Cavs and done Cavs, Browns, Guardians, you name it, reporting for years now, continues to do so with community reporting, sports reporting, and more. So we'll get Jordan on in just a second. And for you, subscribe. Trade deadline coming in really, really hot. You want to be plugged in with Cavs Digest. You want those videos to come straight to you. You want to drop down in the comments. Video like this, I want to know what you think. I want to know what your thought process was going into this game as the Cavs lose the third battle with the Celtics this season. They've lost 2 and won 1. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to drop down into the comments. Cavaliers fall to the Boston Celtics. All the stats below. Donovan Mitchell, really the main positive tonight for the Cavs. They'd have lost by 20 without him. Every time they were really falling behind, Donovan slid in and hit some clutch buckets. They were slow again to start. Midway through the second quarter, the rest of the team was 2 of 21, while Mitchell was getting into the mid-teens and working towards the 20s. So it was his night. Donovan was really, really good. Now, there was a question before the game that I was wondering, and I had heard, and it was, could this game change your mind about making a trade? Whether it be who to trade, if you want to make a trade, so on and so forth. So first off, drop down. Let me know what you were thinking before the game. Did you have your mind set on yes, a trade, no, a trade, get this guy, get that guy? We're going to be talking about that plenty in the NBA trade deadline. For me, yes, I want to trade. Yes, I wanted Jonas Valanciunas. But my second option was, all right, just leave it, right? Just don't touch the roster. It is what it is. However, I left the game with a different feeling. Change things for me. I will jump into that. Two sides of the coin on this. Jordan had one opinion. I understood. I ride with. I think a lot of people will ride with it and agree with it. I understand it for sure. I had a different opinion. I will explain myself in just a minute. First, Jordan Miller, formerly of Channel 3 News in Cleveland, now with Jordan Miller News and a couple different media outlets. He's everywhere. He's covering everything. So his opinion on the Cavs was one I wanted to get after this loss. All right, Jordan, the Cavaliers falling to the Boston Celtics 112 to 105. This was the third matchup between these two teams. A lot of high hopes for this game. The Cavs start slow. It leads to the loss later on. They get better in the second half, but because of the slow start, they fall. Now, I don't know your views on what you want the Cavaliers to do trade-wise, but did this game change your mind, floor you one way or the other after this loss? Do you feel the Cavaliers need to make a trade with the trade deadline coming in hot?
I don't think so. The Cavs, they've done this quite a bit this season, but they seem to rebound, right? There was that one time where they lost 3 games, 2 or 3 games in a row. But this is a complete team. I'm not hell-bent on the Cavaliers going out there and trading away key pieces that have gotten them to the point that they're in right now. We're approaching the All-Star break fairly soon, and the Cavaliers have 10 losses on their records. That doesn't happen by accident. So I'm not saying go out there and trade someone. I say listen to what is out there, but you're not going to get rid of any of your key players because anyone on that bench can be in the rotation at any point.
So you think despite 2 losses to a team like the Celtics, who it seems like inevitably you'd have to play at the end of the year, you look at the roster big picture-wise, not just from what we've seen against Boston.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, the one loss, the first loss that the Cavaliers suffered this year was by 1 point to the Boston Celtics. And I think people forget that because you just look at the win and the loss columns. Well, it was just a 1-point loss, and the Cavaliers, they rebounded and went on another run, right? They won 10-plus games in a row for a second time this season at that point. Then they ended up beating Boston. And then now they're just on that short end of the stick where they come up. They were in a position with about 5.5 minutes left in this game tonight to win the game, but they were unable to overcome it. There were some stupid turnovers and mistakes, self-inflicted wounds that the Cavaliers committed there, and they'll learn from it and they'll get better. But again, if there's offers out there, I say listen to them. But I don't see Koby Altman really going all in on trading away some of these pieces to get someone that might be just a lateral move.
All right, so thank you for joining us there, Jordan. We appreciate him jumping on it and giving his opinion. So do you agree with him? He is of the mind. His opinion is this roster has gotten the Cavaliers this far. Stay with it. Don't mess with it. If there's something you really, really think is going to get you there, listen to it. Go through your options. But for Jordan, he was thinking a night like tonight, even the stretch, he noted the stretch in the past. It's gotten us this far. So that was his opinion. For me, I see a lot of George Niang on the floor tonight. He's struggling, not hitting his shots. He creates that three-point play for Jaylen Brown. I'm thinking, man, a lot of Niang tonight. And then I see Sam Merrill doing the same thing. A lot of Sam Merrill. I'm like, and I've said many times, I don't think Sam Merrill can hang in a playoff setting. I'm just seeing these guys over and over and over, and I'm thinking to myself, man, a lot of these guys, why is that? Why is that? And it hit me. Isaac Okoro's out again. Isaac Okoro's injured. He's been out, I believe they said 10 games with a shoulder injury. Gone again. Big game. Chance to see what the Cavs can do. Chance to get a comfortable feel as a team against a team you will most likely see in the playoffs. And he's out. Same can be said for Dean Wade. Out again. Dean Wade's even worse because he was out one of the other games. And he was missing the Magic series and played a couple games into the Celtics series, but wasn't a giant help. He was a little bit of a help. And once again, it just hits me. Koby Altman has to really make a decision. Are these guys going to be there for you at the end of the season? Now we have a trend. Now we have guys hurt over and over again. Now we have little spurts of them getting hurt. If they're hurt now, why am I just trusting they're going to be healthy and ready to go in the playoffs when everything's amped up, when you've had more fatigue on your body, when the minutes mean more, when the physicality is on another level? I think for me, this game ended, and I have more consideration to do something different to fill that spot. We've talked Cam Johnson. We've talked Brandon Ingram. I mean, if you want to go back and look at those videos, look at your options there. I think something should be done. Because once again, no Okoro. He's been back and forth, very tradable contract. He's got 2 more years on it. And once again, no Dean Wade, who is really, really good defender, but man, he's not there for you. He's not there for you. Regular season game, tough loss for the Cavaliers. Don't want to overreact too much, but I do believe this game changed my mind a little bit about what I think the Cavs should do. What do you think? Drop down into the comments. Let me know, and be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.